These people are real. This is video 2. I had a renter one time. And this renter, she was so evil. I would say, well, you can pay with PayPal or what's that, Cash App, or you can pay with cash or check or whatever. Just leave it if you're not going to, because I'd say, I'll meet you over there. Well, I'm not there. I said, just leave it in the mailbox. And so most of the time she just left it in the mailbox. I even actually put a mailbox right beside her door so she could just leave it in the mailbox. And so every month, well, I can't pay. Well, I left it in the mailbox. It must have got taken. I mean, every day. And then try to say that I sent a text that I didn't say, and then she would actually copy and paste a text that I didn't send and say I said it. You talk about the ultimate gaslighter from a renter that I didn't. We're talking about a renter. We're not talking about a friend or a acquaintance or a coworker or family or anything like that. We're talking about a renter that was this crazy. Can you imagine how crazy? So then one time she said, well, I got the money, but I have to. I said, I'm at work. I said, yeah, just drop it by there. So she dropped it by the job, but her boyfriend was in there acting mad, and he said something. I said, I don't rent to him, I rent to you. I said, you've been there. She said, I've only been there. I said, no, you've been there 8 years or whatever it was, 6 years, something like that. And she said, I hadn't been there that long, because she had lied. I guess she had lied to him and had him believing she was only there a year, a couple of years or whatever. So she had lied to him and didn't want him to find out. She had a little place to go to. I don't know what she was doing. This is my point. They do nothing but lie. They do nothing but trauma. It's trauma bonds, trauma games. They don't want you to be free and be happy, because they want you to be miserable just like them. They don't want you to have an advantage over them. They want you to be miserable like them. So that friend of mine I'm talking about, talking on the phone, talk one way. Talking around significant other was a different way. And it was like, all right, so you're not happy, but you're pretending you are happy. And you're mad because somebody else is free as a bird and happy and content and doesn't have to be under bondage of some Jezebel spirit, but you are. And your church is a Jezebel spirit, and I'm free and I don't have to be under that. And I guess the only reason they didn't like that you're happy and free, that's why they would say what they say to try to bring you back under bondage. They hate your freedom. They hate your peace. They hate your liberty. The liberty that's in Christ. This is why these preachers, think about it, the legalistic preacher, and I was talking about that with somebody today. A contractor came in and we were talking about it. He said a lot of these older preachers try to put you back under law. But he said their law. I said, exactly. That's called legalism. Try to make you think that being spiritual. He even said it in a different way. I said they try to make you think you're being spiritual is keeping a rule. But being spiritual is a new creature day by day. And so the preachers will do it. The Jezebel does it. The Delilah does it. The corporate system does it. It's called the box. They'll see somebody. I've actually had one of them say, man, you're the freest man I've ever seen. You got that right. That's what I strive for, to be free, because Jesus set me free, and I fight for that freedom as much as I can. Freedom from any kind of habit, freedom from any kind of stronghold, freedom from any kind of narcissist, freedom from any kind of Jezebel, freedom from any legalist, freedom from any Cube 666 system as much as I can. And when I see the game, like that narcissistic teacher said, she said, once you see the game, you won. You know the game. And they'll change up their game. When the devil knows that you've seen through their game, they'll use some other trick. That's all they live for, is to try to create bondage, to create slavery, to create fear, to create doubt, to create worry. That's one reason I've worked 2 jobs my whole life, because I know what I'm in. Maybe I couldn't word it back then. Maybe I didn't know but I knew these people hated your freedom. They hated the fact that you're not dependent on them. They hated the fact that you got a college degree. They hated the fact that you know how to manage your stuff. It's all about the world system. I've actually seen it in marriages. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's not, well, I sacrificed more than you. This will come up. I wash dishes and you don't. I mow the yard and you don't. Instead of it being a team and helping each other out, there's always like tit for tat. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's never a sacrifice for me, either one, from what I've seen. There's some out there, I'm sure. There's some marriages out there. Then you go to a church and 2% of the people do all the work. Then you go to a job and only about 20% of the people do the work. The rest of them are just wanting to sit around and collect a check, you know. They hate your health. They hate your freedom. They hate your finances, that you're free. They hate it all. They hate if you're not under stress of a mortgage. They hate the fact that you're not under stress of a high car payment. They want you stressed out, and it's across the board. And deep down, they're jealous when you're not, because they don't have the freedom. In my situation, it blows people's mind that I can do electrical, plumbing, carpentry, whatever, painting, windows, roofing, foundation, flooring. And I know they're jealous because they got to call a plumber or electrician. That's going to be $80 an hour or more. I know they're mad. And one reason is I know their game. And did I volunteer to do something at your house? No. Why are you trying to put me? I got enough going on in my own life. Why are you trying to put a subliminal message into my mind that I'm going to help you when you didn't ask, just because you're a boss? I didn't say I was going to help you. I didn't volunteer. How much you going to pay? On my off time, my pay is double. On my off time, double pay. They're thinking you're going to do it for free because they got some kind of rule over you. And then when they find out, you play the game back. What you do is you future fake them. So yeah, when I get freed up, I'll do it, knowing that you're never going to do it. It's called future faking, is what they do to you, so you do it to them. If they want to be in the flesh, give it back to them. But don't live that way with anybody else. Just give back what, make sure you're not doing it and becoming like them, because see, that's the liar lies to you hoping that you'll lie back to them because they want to make a copy of you. So if it's somebody who's got some kind of authority over you says, hey, I need that done at my house, to try to intimidate you that, oh, if you don't do it, you're not going to get a raise or get kudos at work or whatever. Don't do it. Future fake them like they're trying to manipulate you. They'll forget about it. Life has enough cares, they'll forget about it. But my point is, this is the game that's being played against your soul, against your will, your emotions, your intellect. It's always being played. And these people will deny it to the grave. But I promise you, most of them are Freemasons or witches or Jesuits. And they're in these positions to torment, to wear out the saints. It's happening all the time, everywhere, all the time. It's a fractal. It's happening in your world, my world, everybody's world who's saved. Because the devil hates your freedom in Christ. And when you're free in Jesus, they got to use legalism, put you back under rules, back under law, try to preach another gospel, put you under guilt, shame, condemnation, fear, doubt, worry. It's happening. And these people you would think that are your friends, enough years go by and you say, this person's sick. This person ain't my friend. How come every time I talk to them, they try to make me live in the past or worry? These people were my enemy my whole life, and I thought they were friends until you wake up to the game. And they're going to do it to other people. So when you walk away from it, get away from these kind of people, they already got 2 or 3 others that are doing it too. Because the devil makes them do it because they can't stop. It's part of their thing. Like they'll tell somebody else, yeah, I manipulated this person. I got this person to work in my yard for free or cut down they're proud of their manipulation. You understand?